Last week on the Cow-Calf Corner, we visited with you about the 3 stages of calving. And as you recall, stage 2 begins when the water bag or the baby feet first appear and end when the calf is completely delivered on the ground. One of the things that will give us some problems during stage 2 occurs only about 1.6% of the time, according to research coming out of Montana, and that's the backwards calf. The calf that instead of coming head and front feet first is coming with the back feet coming out first. Understanding the anatomy of the cow and the calf when we're working with that backwards calf is extremely important to having a successful outcome. We realize that the hips are going to be the first source of blockage as we're bringing that backwards calf out. The hips will be widest, of course, across the width of the hips. The largest dimension of the pelvic opening of the mama cow is the vertical dimension. Remember that pelvic opening is oval shaped, it's not round. And so we want to match up the widest part of the hips with the largest dimension or the vertical dimension of that pelvic opening by creating about a 1/4 turn rotation as we're trying to bring that calf out through that pelvic opening. Now this is where it really becomes important that we understand timing. Once those hips have cleared that pelvic opening and we can see the baby calf's tail head, then he's in a situation where probably the umbilical cord that is his lifeline to his mother is being pinched off right over the pelvic rim or the pelvic bone. Once that umbilical cord is completely pinched off, we've got only 4 minutes to get that calf out on the ground and started breathing. Because you want to remember, his head and nostrils are still inside in fluid to where he can't get any air until we get him completely out on the ground. So one of the things that I would really suggest is that if you find that you've got a cow or a heifer and you examine her and you've got a backwards calf coming, call and get whatever help you have on hand before you start to pull, so that once you're ready to get those hips through that pelvic opening, then both of you can be there to help pull that calf completely out, to get him on the ground and get that calf started breathing as soon as possible to get the best chance of an outcome. And of course you want to remember that anytime you are working with a cow or a heifer at calving time and you reach in there and you find something that you don't think you can handle easily in the first few minutes, then call for help. Get your local veterinarian involved. Perhaps you'll need to take the cow to the clinic to make sure that we get that calf delivered as easily as possible. So I think if you'll keep that rule in mind, you can save just a few more calves and have a little better bottom line. One more idea that I have for you is to go to the SunUp website. That's sunup.okstate.edu. We've got a link there to a publication that the late Dr. Dave Sparks and I put out several years ago. It's E-1006, Calving Time Management for Beef Cows and Heifers. I think an excellent bulletin to help you understand what's going on with cows and heifers at calving time. Hey, we'll look forward to visiting with you again next week on SunUp's Cow-Calf Corner.